Hey yo, this is Amir.
And this is Hanafi.
And this is Nazarene.
And we are the Golden Nuggets Podcast.
Imagine being told a year ago that your next big adventure wouldn't involve scaling mountains but embarking on a journey into sheep breeding. That's right, sheep breeding. A venture that's not just a leap into unknown, but a step towards something truly rewarding. A chance to connect with nature, to invest in life, and to see growth in the most unexpected of ways. With Aliyah Rizq Holdings, this isn't just a dream. It's a tangible opportunity to invest in a program designed not just for financial return, but for a sustainability and connection to Earth. Ready to start your adventure in sheep breeding? Visit tgnpodcast.com/ARHinvest and discover how you can be part of this.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Golden Nuggets Podcast. We are in part 3 with Jit Puru. But before that, Ami earlier had a question, but I just want to quick message.
Yep.
To parents, if your kids want to be a YouTuber, you've already heard it in part 2 that you can make a lot of money from YouTube. So yeah, if you haven't, then of course tune in to part 2. And now Ami, take it away.
Yeah. So, Jit, earlier you mentioned about you are trying to pivot towards the Singapore and Malaysia audience, right? The local audience here. What are your plans to do that? And do you really think it's necessary for us to be pivoting rather than just staying global?
Well, okay. So I think first of all, I don't see myself as pivoting. I'm just trying to get more of a following in this part of the world. All right, because the global following will stay. That is it is a global channel. And I still want my global audience. Like 7 billion people on the planet.
Yes.
I want to give me a choice. I want 7 billion subscribers.
Yes.
But I think where there's this want for more Singaporeans and Malaysians to be subscribers of the channel, I think it's coming back to your roots. And I see myself as a homegrown YouTube channel content creator. I'm a child of both nations, right? I was born and bred in Malaysia, spent the first 21 years of my life as a Malaysian or in Malaysia, right? Came to Singapore, right? This was my next stage of life. I love it here, earned a decent living, lived here. I now call Singapore home because, I am a Singapore citizen right now. But I've never seen myself as one or the other, I'm still Malaysian Singaporean, or Singaporean Malaysian, or whatever label you want to attach to it, because I feel both.
Yes.
I get pissed off when Singaporeans talk smack about Malaysians, just as when I hear Malaysians talk smack about Singaporeans, I also get equally pissed off because I'm like, why are we fighting?
Yeah.
Why are we putting each other down? We are the same.
Yes, correct.
Sometimes I don't understand also. Malaysian food is the best.
Okay, food. Let's not get there.
That one can be.
That one. But having said that, so I think for me, where it's coming from is this. It's just a little bit disheartening at times, where I find that, the rest of the world is consuming this content that I'm putting out.
Yeah.
That they are appreciating it, they are benefiting from it. But why not the people where I'm from?
Yes.
Back home.
Closest to you.
Closest to me. Yeah. It's like I'm a homegrown content creator here. Started off here. Live events, everything here. And yet, this is the area where I have the least amount of subscribers. Which I think it's not right.
Yes.
If anything, there should be the most should be from here. As compared to global. So I'm just trying to balance that scale a little bit. And that's why I'm trying to just do a little bit more, to make it more aware that, this is available. And I think here's the other thing, I don't think that Malaysian Singaporeans are against self-development content, or are they against ideas and inspiration? They don't go out of their way to, oh my God, Jit is doing ideas and inspiration. Let's tell all our friends not to subscribe.
Boycott.
I think it's just a simple fact that they don't even know this exists. And I have to be very real to myself about my influence and my reach, and just accept the fact that the reason why there is not enough Malaysians and Singaporeans subscribing to the channel is because I've not done enough to make it aware that it's available. It comes back to me. So if I create that awareness, if I do more to tell people it's there, I'm sure people will subscribe. And that's what I'm doing. So I think that was one part of the question. Second part is, what am I doing? Is it?
Yeah.
Street interviews is going to be, one new thing. I've not published a video yet, but I've got a couple of videos already edited, already done, for TikTok and Reels. Maybe even YouTube Shorts, I might put it up. But where we do some fun stuff, where we go out to the streets, and ask people about what their takes are. When it comes to, for example, dealing with breakups, or dealing with stress, and health and wellness. What is their take? Just get a general feel of what people are feeling. And on top of that, give people the opportunity to share what they know. Because remember, we are all learning, right?
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know everything. I learn from people all the time. And I think everybody can learn from other people's experiences and walk of life. So it's just a little bit of fun stuff, where we go out to the streets and say, hey, we're from Ideas and Inspiration. We just want to get what your feel is on mental wellness. What do you do to stay mentally fit? And just get that, put it together into a nice fun video and just, put it out there. I don't know. Come on podcasts like yours, which I think is excellent. By the way, you guys, I'm honestly very impressed.
Thank you.
And I love what you guys are doing.
Thank you.
Before coming here, I did check out a few of your videos and all that. But having been here right now, talking to you guys, and having a better feel of where you're coming from and why you are doing what you're doing, it's so in line with why I'm doing what I'm doing too. It's to help people. And I think as long as someone is doing it with noble intentions like this, then you only have my best wishes, because I think we're just on the same mission. So I love what you guys are doing, and I really hope everyone listening in will, just give raving reviews and just tell more people and just subscribe more. And hey, you know what? Maybe you guys will be more subscribers than me, right? Which is great, because then I can come on your show again.
Yes,
and get
definitely.
more subscribers.
But at the same time, a lot of I study the Spotify charts a lot, and people still do consume from Diary of a CEO, So do you think it's because we are from here, so they don't want to listen from people who are from here, and they would rather listen to some Ang Moh guy? Or is there any other reason why people are not invested into a Singaporean or a Malaysian personal development channels?
Well, I think there's a few parts to this, right? First and foremost, I think it's about understanding this, right? Because for me, right, myself, I'm a firm believer that no matter who you are and what content you put out, there is going to be a following for your content. All right? And if you don't have the kind of following that you want, then you just have to work harder to find where are these people. All right? Because again, 7 billion people on this planet.
Yes.
All right? I give you 50% discount. All right? Still 3.5 billion people. All right? 10% is still a huge number.
Yes.
1% is still a huge number. So the people are there. All right? And if you don't have it, we just have to work harder to go and find where are they. All right? So that may be a little bit tougher. The second part is, right, are people more open to someone in the West doing podcasts, to listen to their podcasts as compared to a Singaporean running a podcast? And the answer is probably yes. And the reason for that is because they have been doing it way longer than us. They have that track record. Like Tony Robbins has been doing it from the 80s. I mean, he's not doing podcasts, but right now when he starts a podcast, everyone listens. So collectively, as a nation, right, they have been doing it way longer than us. Singaporeans have just started doing this. So we are in infancy stage. So people don't know that, hey, Singaporeans are good at doing this. So we are the ones who are now setting up the foundations for future Singaporean podcasters. So unfortunately, what comes with that is a lot of hard work. A lot of, what we are going through right now. But it also gives us this opportunity lay the foundations, to be that group of people, right, who put Singapore on the map for self-development podcasters or podcasting or videos, right? People in the UK have been doing it a long time.
Yeah.
People in the US have been doing it a long time.
Yes.
So now if, you are from the US and you start a podcast channel, people are more like, the Americans know what they're doing because they've been doing this for ages.
Yeah.
The British know what they're doing. They've been doing this a long time. Singapore, wow. Singapore is a country?
China?
You see, there's still
Yeah.
that.
Yes.
There's
Yeah.
still that. So we are at an infancy stage when we do this. Because even if you think of it, Singapore is still a baby.
Yeah.
How old are we as a nation?
60, I think.
Yeah.
No.
Recently my general knowledge about Singapore kind of like went down the drain. So the other day at work, somebody asked another person, who's the president of Singapore? And then this person said, our president lah.
Yeah.
And then me and my other colleague was like looking at each other and laughing at that guy. And then after that we Google and then we see, this guy is actually the president of Singapore. Yeah, so that's how bad my general knowledge on Singapore is actually.
Cannot be politician really.
Yeah, that's right.
So coming back, I think it's just that. Short answer is, I think it is a little bit difficult, but it's not impossible. You just have to do more, and that's accepting the facts of where we stand. And it's never personal. People are not against Singaporeans. I don't think people think that we are crap. They just didn't know that we can be good at this. This was never in their radar before. Just like Singapore having an Olympic gold medalist swimmer. Like who would have ever thought that it's possible?
Yeah.
But hey, now the world knows that Singapore can produce Olympic champions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's that kind of a thing. But if you think about Olympic champions and you think like, this American, must be like, they've done it before. They've always done it. So we are in the forefront of doing things for the first time. It's always going to be harder for the first time.
So the mindset shouldn't be about how are we going to monetize this ASAP. It's about how we are going to lay the foundation for future creators.
Yeah. I mean, it could even be lay the foundation for yourself. How many years down the road? I think it's about acceptance. Being real about where we are at in the times that we are at, and knowing that yes, it is an uphill battle, simply because it's something that's not been done before. Collectively, we are doing it together, right? But at the same time, if we do it right, we do enough, we will get to that monetization model. Like for example, I'm proof to you that monetization is possible.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
So your goal should be me. In essence, you could get to this stage first. And then the next stage, because I'm looking at, who's in front of me? How can I get to what they are doing? Like, you talk about Diary of a CEO.
Yeah.
I'm looking at that kind of views and that kind of production quality and that kind of audience. And I'm thinking, how do I get there?
Yeah.
Before looking at who's next and who's next and who's next. So the success stories are there. And more importantly, I think the social proof is there that it can be done. All right. So baby steps.
What's your plans for the future for ideas and inspiration?
Yeah, throwing back your first question just in part one. What's next?
Yeah.
What's next for ideas and inspiration?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think it's just continue doing what we're doing. I would say. I mean, for me at least, it's just continue doing what we're doing. It's working, right? Produce more content for the channel, but produce different kinds of content. Add different dimensions to what we've done. We don't want to be one dimension. At least I don't want to be one dimensional with the kind of content. All right. The channel was never about me. Okay, and that's why a lot of videos on the channel in the past, I was not even in them, other than my opening dialogue, which I gave. But then I slowly started introducing some of my content, my old speeches. I cut it up, I put it up, but I still feature a lot of other people. Right now, I try to create a little bit of a balance, where it's sometimes other people, sometimes me, because the platform is there for other people to leverage on anyway. And like I mentioned in the beginning, it's not always about me because I don't have all the answers. So right now I try to also interview people who I find inspiring. And that's actually a new series that I've just started. All right, I've done a few interviews. It'll be slowly released out. But, it's people who I find very inspiring, who I want to learn from. I sit down and have a conversation with them, kind of what you guys are doing with me. And I'm a learner there. I am there asking questions to learn from this person because then we learn collectively. So that's one form of content which I'm introducing. Then I have prepared presentations where if someone has, a good idea, a good thought, a how-to topic, then we do prepared presentations. They come on board, we get the studio, we shoot it, we produce it, and we put it up, how to do something. All right. Then there's also interview-based, like a docu-interview kind of style where I am asking questions, but I'm off-cam.
Okay.
All right, I'm off cam, asking the questions. You answer the questions. We do a nice 2-camera angle shoot, and then we edit it in a way where you don't even hear me, you don't see me, but you get the guest sharing content. So just different styles.
Is that like the one you did with Rijal?
Yes,
Right?
yes, that's the one that I did with Rijal, the one that I did with Nishant, the second video with Nishant. And a few more I think I've not launched. I just not released it yet. Yeah, but kind of that style.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. You as a business owner and also a content creator, it's easy for you to divert your attentions to all this. But what about other people who are in other businesses? And right now, because we are in the attention economy, it's important for them to also be producing content, but it's difficult for them because they're focusing on their business. What are your advice for these business owners?
Dedicate time. Schedule time. All right. Time is the same for everyone here. It's just how we manage time. All right. So obviously you can quit everything else and focus on it 100%. It is a viable option. A lot of people do it, but it may not be an option for everyone.
Yes.
Yeah, some people will need your day job.
Yeah.
Right. So how do you get more time? Right? It's how do you allocate more time? That's all it is. Because none of us can get a second more than what's available. And how much money we have in the world, right? None of us can get a second more, which means that's a fixed thing in the equation of time. That is every day, there's only 24 hours. All right?
Make
so
time.
now you have to make the time. All right. And the only way that can happen is if you schedule and dedicate an amount of time towards content creation. And that could be at the expense of lesser sleep. That's a fact. All right. If I supper for 2 hours and sleep for 8 hours, now maybe I don't have supper and I sleep for 7 hours. That gives me an extra 3 hours.
Yep.
So it'll come back to priority. Commitment, dedication, and most importantly, knowing why you're doing what you're doing. Yeah, because if your why is not strong enough, then trust me, the idea of going for supper and sleeping for 8 hours is going to outweigh working an extra 3 hours when you're tired.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because your why is not strong enough. Your why is a nice to have. But when your why is part of your mission and your vision of where you see you are, where you want to be, all right, then working an extra 3 hours and not doing supper is going to fit because you know why you're doing it. So for me, that's my advice. Okay, be very clear of why you want to be a content creator. What are you trying to achieve? What are you trying to do? And it doesn't always have to be wow, the noblest intention. I'm doing this because I want to help people. I want to change lives. I mean, it's great if you are, but if the only reason you're doing it is to make more money, it's okay, because like I said, money is a tool and the world requires tools.
Yes.
And it's still an honest living. We are not cheating anyone. We are not scamming or anything. It's still an honest living. So if the reason why you're doing it is to make money so that you can improve your quality of life for yourself and for your family, that's your why. And you don't have to cheat yourself and cheat the world to think otherwise. Just own it. And the reason I'm doing this is because I want to make more money. And you know why you need more money. And that's enough. So use that as your why. But you're not going to magically find time, man. You have to allocate time.
Yeah, I mean that's so true because like even if people hire me to do their social media for them, right? I've had clients who like I don't have the time. Then what am I here for? Like
Yeah.
I can't even shoot any content for you,
Yep.
right? So at the end of the day, they still have to make time so that we can actually create something.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's all about priorities, man.
Yeah,
Someone
yeah.
told me that before. It's all about priorities. If people really want something, they will find the time.
And do you think nowadays in this era, you can still run a big business without content being churned out?
Oh,
Because
wow.
we see MNCs also have their own contents being churned out. But what about small businesses who don't have the resources, the capabilities to actually do it?
Okay, I'll answer your first part first here. Can businesses still be successful without content being put out? I don't want to say no, simply because I think anything is possible. Right? I would rather answer the question a little bit differently, and that will be in the form of, is content important to aid your success? And I would say yes. I think in this day and age, content, right, especially like video content and all that you're putting out, that will aid you because that's what we have moved into. Right? We do live in a society right now where people enjoy videos and watching, stuff on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube, listening to podcasts. And if you're not present online, right, then the question becomes, are you even in existence? That's what we have moved to. So can you do it without? I think you can. But should you do it without? I also think you should not. Yeah? Because why swim upstream when it's much easier to just go with the flow and see what's already working and try to integrate that to what you. And that's why, as you mentioned, even the big MNCs are all doing it.
Yep.
They're coming into the content creation game because they realize that this is what people are consuming. This is how people are consuming information in this day and age. So I would say, right, stop looking at what you like and what you don't like. Look at what the audience like and what they don't like. If today your audience, your ideal clients are consuming information on TikTok, then you better be making content on TikTok because they're already there.
Yeah.
And if you don't, then you know what? You are losing out because you've got to work harder to reach them. So that's that. What was the second part of the question?
No, the second part was about the MNCs are doing it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know why I thought I had something else to say. It'll come to me.
Okay. I have one question that when first Hanafi told us that you're coming, and then I was like looking at your content and all, right? So I have one question for you. You have perhaps coached C-suite executives and also professionals who actually have reached certain levels in their life. Is it possible to be reaching such positions without going through personal development?
Wow. Or without going through personal development.
Like example, Gary V, right? He keeps saying about how he never read any books or he never read more books than what he actually wrote. So he is actually a successful person. He is running like $100 million companies. But I'm sure his personal development is through another way. But have you seen anyone who have not gone through that journey who actually achieve such levels?
So you see, there's two things here. All right. There is self-development and then the tools that aid self-development. All right. Books are a tool that aids self-development. All right. Videos are a tool. Coaches are a tool. All right. Seminars are a tool. All these are mediums and tools that aid in self-development. But self-development happens, as the name suggests, self. Right? Which means even without these tools, you can still develop yourself from within. Because every day you experience things in life, okay, and you grow out of it. You will, because life will teach you. And that's why it's also said that, life is the greatest school out there. So if you say someone like Gary Vee and all, did he not have self-development? Of course he had self-development. It's just that maybe his self-development came from life experiences, and it was his own growth mindset. Maybe his thought process, that allowed him to extract lessons from what he was experiencing that allowed him to grow internally. It could be that.
Okay.
So self-development happens to everyone, right? Whether or not they use the tools for self-development, right? The faster way is to use the tools, right? Because it's already there.
Yeah.
So you know what? If you really want to kickstart some thoughts, some ideas, read books. I always say read books. Books are a great way. That means, in other words, feed your brain with knowledge. All right. So books is a great way for knowledge. But if books is not your thing, read videos. Videos are not your thing. Listen to podcasts, audio. There are many ways. Talk to people. Hire a coach, hire a counselor. Some people do it naturally. It's within them. That's why in the realm of psychology, it's always a study of what someone else has done successfully, and then trying to reverse engineer it into an actionable process and step that someone else who wants that same measure of success can now utilize. Right? But that person that initially they studied didn't have a system, but was doing it at an unconscious level, because it's maybe they're just their way of thinking, and they found a way. So self-development happens whether we like it or not.
I have one last question.
Already a last question.
I wanted to ask for a golden nugget, but then I think your last answer was really like a golden nugget by itself.
Yeah. One last question. Who is your biggest inspiration in life?
Oh, wow. Who is my biggest inspiration in life? The person that I'm currently speaking to at any point of time is always an inspiration to me.
Wow. That is deep.
Whoever that I'm speaking to at that point of time, it's always my biggest inspiration, because I'm always learning something.
That's really deep, man.
I think to summarize everything is just always be learning.
Yes.
I think it's important.
Yeah.
I think it is important. And see, I think just to end off in a slightly deeper note as well, okay? A lot of times people get caught up with trying to make the world a better place. All right? But we forget that a better place starts with us. And if each and every one of us, 7 billion people on the planet, all right, focus on just one thing and one thing alone, this world will be a better place. And that one thing is how to be a better human being. Which means if we focus on learning how to be better as a person, and if everybody in this planet, 7 billion people, collectively did this on a daily basis, learn how to be a better human being, the world will be a better place. So always be learning. Never stops.
Right, I don't know how to end this already. I think Jit technically ended the whole thing already for me.
All right. So we thank you for your time.
Yes.
Oh, guys, thank you so much for having me. Yeah. Honestly, really, it's been a pleasure. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me. The honor is mine.
And we really appreciate the fact that you take some time off to be here, despite the fact that you're going to be flying off soon.
Oh, right? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And that being said, if you guys are still here tuning in, which I hope you are, don't forget to subscribe to Ideas and Inspiration on YouTube. Where else can they find you?
TikTok,
Instagram, same handle or your name.
Ideas and inspiration. That's also my handle. Just look for me, Jit Puru. Yeah.
Okay.
It's just there.
All right. And with that being said, thank you guys for tuning in also. We are the Golden Nuggets podcast. See you in the next one. Bye-bye. Did you know that you can make money from breeding sheep? Well, this is a message from our sponsor ARH, or commonly known as Aliyah Rizq Holdings. ARH specializes in sustainable sheep management with programs for selective breeding, nutritional guidance, everything to keep your flock healthy and productive. Their team can maximize your breeding potential. And get this, they'll even help you sell your sheep, ensuring that you get top dollar for your livestock. So do yourself a favor, take your phone out and check them out at tgnpodcast.com/ARHinvest. With Aliyah Rizq Holdings, you'll be breeding success and money one flock at a time.
This podcast is brought to you by Aliyah Rizq Holdings, and we still have Ashraf and Nabila.
Hi.
Yeah. Okay, so Ashraf and Nabila, can you share with us? First, you have retail investors opportunity. Second, you have affiliate and agent opportunity. What are the services that ARH also provide?
We provide farm tours for people who want to come and experience the farm life.
Okay.
So what we do have at the farm, of course, we have sheep and goats. So it's a bit more of an educational tours that you can come and see how the animals are being reared. If you're lucky, you'll get a time slot where you can feed the baby goats, baby sheep.
Oh,
Wow, so cool.
I think that one is the most popular thing lah. For even children and adults, we get very excited. I still get very excited for those times because the baby sheeps are very cute and adorable. And you sometimes when they're friendly enough, you can carry them and they'll be like happily carried like a baby. So those are the experiences that we offer.
Okay.
We also have horse riding.
Oh, horse riding.
So we have about 11 or 13 now.
15 now.
15 horses at the farm. And most of these are rescue horses.
15 horses.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah. And counting.
I think
Wow.
that day when we went there, we saw 7,
10,
6.
I don't know.
I think it should be 11 when you guys
11.
came.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So these are rescue horses.
Okay.
That we are giving them another lease at life lah. Because otherwise, so half of them were about race horses. Race horses that have expired their racing era. So we retrain them to be in the farm life. So joy riding. We have some people who come in to have classes every week by our trainer. So to learn horseback riding. And then we have those who are very seasoned. They want to do off-trail, with the horses. They can do that because our area is still very raw. And we like to keep it that way, as close to nature as possible. So they can do jungle trekking with the horses.
The horse, wow.
Yeah, we also have ATVs that just came.
Nice.
ATV,
Yeah, I saw on
okay.
Facebook. What awesome, man.
So one of the investors invested in the sheep,
Uh-huh.
right? And then they wanted to go into the containers. So because he wanted to set up a container, another investor wanted to have his own container.
Okay.
And then we found a Singaporean farmer whose farm got flooded.
Okay.
Then he had 8 containers. So now we're going to have 10 containers,
Wow.
creating a farm stay there.
Oh,
Right.
farm stay.
Yeah, farm stay. So these guys also invested in the ATVs.
Uh-huh.
Right. So these are things that we also, allow for investors to do lah. Right. This creates extra income, but it also enhances our farm tours and activities. We also have cows now. They can do a tour with the ATV to the cow farm, to the cow shed downstairs. And, we're going to have more things, right? We now have turkeys, we have ducks. So it's basically a tour that brings you back to nature. Activities at the farm that you can experience that brings you back to nature. Things that the farmers do, you can do.
Okay.
Right?
Nice.
Usually you go to the petting zoo.
Yeah.
You will go to the zoo.
Yeah.
You will go to like a homestay. You go to like a chalet. You don't want to just go to a farm.
Yeah.
Right? You
Yeah.
think that it's farm boring. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
You come to the farm. Right? You come to the farm. I give you a shovel.
Okay.
Okay?
Start digging.
Start digging. You come to the farm. You sit on the tractor. You start driving. Right? You come to the farm. You go and make the milk for the babies. Feed the sheep. So these are activities that you can do and experience to be like a farmer. And we don't want to have the place to look like, very aesthetic. very plastic, very done up kan.
Yeah.
I want it to be raw. It needs to be a farm. It needs to look like a farm, feel like a farm. So that when you come, you know that I'm in a farm.
Okay.
Kan? Oh, I'm not in a petting zoo.
Yeah.
I'm in a farm, and then we are going to be doing farm activities. Yeah, that's what we want.
So when we brought our kids, because they're 2.5, so when we brought them to the farm, first time a bit scared, animals, but when we bring them again, they're like, excavator, and then
they learn, yeah?
They learn. This is an excavator. This is how a real horse look like. Otherwise, it's just cartoon or in their
Yes.
books, and then they see sheep. So the boys literally ran around the sheep when they were feeding, and they're like, "Hey, sheep!" Then the next time we came, nak dokong, and so they get very familiar with these animals.
Wow.
There's also chickens running around, duck. We had some rabbits just for fun. So it's really about the experiential learning together with them.
Right.
So it's not like a common like zoo or petting zoo like you mentioned, where petting zoo you just pet and also just feed them.
That's all right.
But for zoos you just look at them.
Yeah.
But for you guys, you have this essence where you actually provide experiential learning.
Yes.
So we had some, I think, teenagers who came and they wanted to help with taking care of the horse. So we literally, okay, come, let's shovel the things away, right? All the dirty stuff. Let's clean up the shed. Let's shower the horses. So they really from start to end, they did all the grooming with the horses, and they had a really good time.
Nice.
We also have people coming and say, can we help you clean up your sheep shed or not?
Okay.
Your sheep house. Can. How many of you? We got 20 people. Just want to do team building activity.
Oh,
wow.
Like a corporate setting.
Corporate setting, yeah.
So they came and then we just give them, okay, this is the wheelbarrow, this is the shovel, this is the spade, that is the kandang, go. And then they do it. And then they come out happy kan.
Yeah.
Then they say, Ashraf, after this, what we do with all this manure? What we do with all these things? Okay, you see that hill over there? I'm growing grass there. You go and throw there.
So they brought all the...
Dia tolak pelan-pelan daripada sini, dia tolak tong sana. Then my man tinggal tanam aja kan.
Yeah.
Then orang macam, can we also help with the planting? Not go ahead.
Wow. Usually how long do people stay?
Usually a full day,
Full day?
one full day,
From morning to...
morning until the evening. If they want to do activities lah.
Okay.
They just come in to just see and then just lepak for a while, maybe 3 hours like that.
Okay. What attire they should wear?
Yeah.
Okay, they should come in boots,
Boots.
Okay.
Phua Chu Kang boots.
Phua Chu Kang boots, and then maybe gloves,
Okay.
a hat.
It
Good to
can
go.
get very hot.
Yeah.
Something comfortable for you to wear lah.
Okay.
Not too nice, eh?
So a hat like what Ashraf is wearing right now lah.
Yeah, this is if you want to be a cowboy.
Yeah, so we do have like basic facilities like toilet, musala, some tables and chairs for people to rest. We also just got a vending machine for the farm. So there's cold water, which is very crucial when it's really hot. So we are doing up the place slow and steady, right? Slow and steady.
What about food? I mean, if they are there for let's say 8 hours.
You can arrange food.
Oh, okay.
You can arrange. So there are 2 types of arrangements that we can get. One is if you want the kampung food,
Okay.
right? We can go to Sidili. We have a few caterers there that we can arrange. So they can bring you like asam pedas. Asam pedas kampung.
Best.
Mantap, babe.
Dah.
Oh, okay. Next time we go there, we must try.
Ada yang the local nasi lemak. Nasi lemak pula ayam kampung. Ayam baru sembelih, masak nasi.
Fresh, eh?
Oh, brutal. Brutal. Either that or it can be farm produce. You nak makan apa? Nak makan daging. You nak makan turkey. You nak makan itik.
On the spot lah.
On the spot kita kerjakan.
Oh, so slaughter straight away.
You all go do your activity. Petang sampai dah siap.
Wow, nice.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
So we're also planning to have our own kitchen. That's part of the expansion plan, to also have our own kitchen. So whatever produce that we have can be something that we cook, and then also the guests can eat.
On the spot ni.
Right.
Yeah. One last question. So this farm tour, how much is it for us to be paying for this tour?
Okay, so they are the packages.
Okay.
Packages, okay.
You want a full blown one. You want to have like bits and pieces, pockets and all that kan. So basically, you pick and choose. Just for entry sake, maybe about 20 ringgit just to enter.
Okay.
20 ringgit to enter. If you want to ride on the ATVs, a basic one will cost you 65 ringgit for half an hour. An extreme ride will cost you 85 ringgit for an hour. And extremely extreme ride will cost you 130 ringgit.
Okay.
Then you have your horse riding activities and all that kan. Horse riding, if let's say is just a simple joyride, it's about 10 ringgit. If you want to go jungle trekking, it's about 130 ringgit. So it really depends.
It's quite affordable, so.
It's quite affordable. And then you want food, it depends on what food you want. So we will tailor lah. We tailor. Then we will quote accordingly.
Just to correct you, because this is what this is what I do. He just sembur saja the prices.
I just give, bro.
Okay,
Right,
maybe you can correct him.
Like fun riding for 20 minutes, about 55 ringgit.
Okay.
Right. So ATV is within 65 ringgit to like the extreme one, about 85 ringgit. The horse riding lessons can be about 1,003 ringgit, which is actually a lot cheaper compared to when you do it in Singapore. Right. So there's lessons, individual lessons, about 165 ringgit. So we tailor to different needs. So farm.
Nice.
Let me see. The farm adventure, we call it, is about 12 ringgit for adults.
Okay.
This is just to come and see the place. For farm work experience where you feed and all that is about 30 ringgit.
Nice.
So of course we will charge in ringgit because we're operating in ringgit. lah.
In Malaysia. Okay.
You want to pay me dollars, I accept lah.
If you want, fine. But
$12,
Three times,
price
yeah.
points.
I mean, $12 is also is quite a
12
good
ringgit,
amount.
12 ringgit.
No, if it's
Oh, if
in
it's from dollars,
yeah,
right.
it's still a good
Change
amount.
the price now.
All right, guys. So as you can hear, Nabila and Ashraf has shared with you the different experiences that you can actually have from their farm and the prices that, to me, I think it's really affordable. Overall, if you want the entire experience, I think it's less than 500 ringgit, right?
Yeah.
Except for the horse riding.
That one would be like 4 or 5 lessons kind of package.
But
lah.
otherwise, the entire thing is like less than 500 ringgit, which is in Singapore dollars about $100.
Yeah, 100.
Yeah, and you get to enjoy your entire day.
No, they have an investment opportunity, they have a business opportunity, and they have recreation activities.
Yeah.
So this is like an ecosystem which I feel the farm is currently growing. And you can see its evolution from probably now and their expansion plans. And where can the customer get this information? Is it through the website, through your socials?
Yeah, they can go to our website at www.aliyahrizqfarm.com.
Okay.
You can find us at TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook under Aliyah Rizq Farm.
Nice.
Or you can find me at the farm lah.
You can find him at the farm.
Of course. I think everyone would want to meet you.
Yes.
Inshallah.
The main person.
I'm open to meeting anybody, no problem.
Awesome.
I want to share one nugget
Can,
that
go
I
ahead.
learned from one of my Chinese mentors.
Okay.
He was in the property development line, and he gave me something that I hold until today.
Okay.
Yeah? You know that we as businessmen, right? We always have the trouble of managing our finances.
Mm-hmm. Cash flow
Yeah,
stuff.
cash flow and all these things. Kan? You know what they like to do? These developers, you know what they like to do? They like to sell every day. They like to sell every week. They like to sell every month. They like to sell every fortnight. They like to sell every quarter. They like to sell every year.
Yeah, okay.
They sell every day.
Yes.
Okay, so every day for your cash flow. Every fortnight for your safety. Every month for your bonuses. Every quarter for your expansion. Every year for your further expansion. And what do you call it? Safety net. So if you have all of this in place, you worry.
No.
No.
Don't worry. But for you to be able to develop your daily, weekly, fortnightly, monthly, quarterly, yearly, it takes a lot of time planning, and it is not easy lah. And what can you sell every day?
Yeah.
Yes.
What can you do on every fortnight? What are the things that you can do on every quarter? So these are things that you time together with, let's say, school holidays, with season, with packages and stuff like that, kan? To continuously allow you to grow lah. Right. So I learned this from him because I see him develop skyscrapers. Kan? And he's telling me this. And this guy, seluar pendek, selipar Jepun. And then simple t-shirt, Ferrari 4 biji kat rumah. So yeah, that's what he shared with me lah.
There you go, guys.
Yes.
I mean, there's so much nuggets if you're from the start until the end. I mean, Ashraf and Nabila has been like giving us left, right, and center of nuggets. So I hope you guys grasp the idea of what they are doing, the community that they are building,
Yes.
and also them contributing to us as business owners and opportunities that they create. So yeah, with that, we wrap up this particular section. Thank you so much, Ashraf
Thank you
and
for having
Nabila,
us.
Thank you so
for
much.
gracing
Thank you
this
so
podcast and also be a sponsor in the Golden Nuggets
Thank
podcast.
you.
No problem.
All right, with that, we wrap it up. And thank you so much for listening to us. We'll see you on the next one. Take care and bye-bye.